expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. I'm your host, Orlando Daniels. On today's Entrepreneur, sharing with me is a wonderful young lady, a wonderful entrepreneur, someone that actually has the heart of the Lord in relations to all that He's entrusted her with. She has so many gifts and talents. So when I introduce you to this young lady, you all are going to see why. Her name is Clarissa Richard. She's not only a published author, but she has so many different things that we're going to highlight and allow her to share. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Clarissa.
Hello, everybody. I'm Clarissa Richard, and thank you for having me, Orlando. I'm super excited to be here.
You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Like you said, I am a published author. This is my book. It is called Beautiful, and it's illustrated by 11-year-old Zephaniah Noel. I'll show you her picture, which I thought was very important to be illustrated by a child. And with this book, God has trusted me with. It allowed me to let the girls, women, mothers, any female know that they are beautiful, and it's according to the will of God. And it's just providing them with scriptures to let them to define their beauty before the world defines their beauty for them through scripture. And with this book, every other page it says, "I am beautiful." So it's like I am beautiful. So it's an interactive book.
Okay.
And so if you're reading it with a parent or a loved one, if the child doesn't know how to read, they know those three words by the end of the book, that they are beautiful, and that's important for them. It's a lot of scriptures in there that they can take with them for a lifetime.
When I gave you the opportunity, I think we both had a brief moment by which we had what I would consider just a pause. Wanted you to really be able to share, because we have so many things that you are involved in and that you're doing. But I love the book and being able to reaffirm young ladies, not just young girls who come into the world, and we got social media, we got all these different things that are shaping how we view ourselves. And though the word tells us that we're fearfully and wonderfully made,
right,
for someone who doesn't get an opportunity to hear that or get the scriptures or not raised in a certain kind of home, this is a great tool. So what are some of the things that you're doing outside of the book and being an author that aids in your overall mentorship or your overall vision for aiding young people?
Well, I do a lot of things in the community, and I work with a lot of different age populations. Everything that I do is considered a ministry within myself, whether it be me being an occupational therapist, working with different people from birth to 102 years old. Anything that I do as far as hunting and fishing. I'm trying to get more women and kids, children out there so they can enjoy the outdoors. That's a ministry for me. And this book is actually a tool for me to start my nonprofit that I'm working on right now, called For Kids by Kids.
Okay, give us a little bit more information in relations to For Kids by Kids.
Well, For Kids by Kids was given to me in a vision when I was asleep one night, and it's very important for me to allow my ministry to go forth with these children, because I feel like as an adult, as a woman, we're not pulling the next generation. We're not teaching them. We're just kind of floating instead of saying, this is how we need to do it. This is a better way we can do it. So For Kids by Kids is giving kids a positive identity attached to their name. It's allowing them to be an author or an illustrator, and it's reaching all kinds of kids. It's reaching school-age kids. I'm trying to get it into the school districts, because I also work for a school district, and I'm trying to get it to where the kids are having this book with them until they get to college, where they're building the funds for their college or their business. And so it's reaching kids in the special needs classes, it's reaching our kids, it's reaching everybody's kids, it's even reaching foster kids, it's reaching everybody's kids, and we're not missing out on this next generation that's coming. So it's very important to love all of the kids and have them to love themselves, and this is teaching them self-love. And through this book, this is the first book that's going to be coming out, and that has already came out, and it's just the next book to come. It could be your child, it could be anybody's child who wants to be an illustrator or an author. So it's just providing them the tools to get to where they need to be.
Okay, let me reaffirm, and not only reaffirm but to encourage you. One, Do away with trying. Do away with trying, because when you said that you had this vision while you were asleep, Scripture says that the vision is for an appointed time. Right. That means whatever God has sanctioned for Clarissa, whatever He's sanctioned for Beautiful, anything that He's entrusted you with, there's an appointed time. There's a timetable that many people don't understand that's associated to prophecy, and that's all visions and dreams and things of that nature. Just our overall life. That literally, whenever God has set our lives in motion, right, He has already said something in reference to us, and He said that His word won't return back to Him void, but it shall accomplish that in which He sent it. And so, I want you to do away with trying. Just know that there's a day and a door. Just know that there's a day and a door. Right. And when God presents you with that day and the door, walk through it with confidence. And literally, the blessing is waiting on you. Everything that God has for us as believers, as a people who choose to trust what the Word says, there's a day and there's a door. There's an opportunity. There's a relationship. And you may, it may come through the vehicle of KNLY. It may come through the vehicle of some of the other things that you're involved in. But I definitely want to encourage you. We're not trying anymore, because that's not for us to do. Mm-hmm. That we know that our steps are ordered, that God has a day and a door just for you. And I love the vision. Here's something that I want you to share with our listeners and followers is you're not your typical woman. You're not the typical young lady who, though you got the nails and you got all the other stuff, but what they don't know is that you like to hunt and fish. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, starting in December will be 2 years that I've been into hunting and fishing. So okay. You can start at any age. It's a joy to be in the outdoors. It's for something you can do with family, friends, something that is creating memories for a lifetime. And I encourage anybody to do it. Me and my kids and a friend just built the deer stand, our own deer stand, so we can get out there and get more women and children involved. It's really a family event. I think everybody should try it at least one time.
Okay, yeah. So when I think about, and not just, people are, can be scrimmage. What is it, squeamish? Mm-hmm. Squeamish or something? Yeah, they just can't handle the worms and the dirt. And for me, it's the heat. I just don't do the heat well, but I love fishing. And so give me the shade, give me somewhere I can get and do my thing. But I will actually, believe it or not, KNOY, for the radio station, I get out in the heat, and I will get out in the heat for fishing, though I don't care for the heat at all. When you consider your children, and you made mention of your kids, what are some of the challenges in getting your children outside and enjoying the outdoors? Because that's your life, that's who you are, and that's a part of your brand.
Right. My kids love the outdoors. Now, my daughter, she doesn't like being in the heat either, but deer season in the cold winter. So, she'll go out there, she'll hunt deer. All my kids have their own rifles, not my 4-year-old. But, they're trained. They took their hunter safety courses. They're not nervous around guns. They know how to use them safely. So we need to kind of take that edge off of guns being in the house. They got to learn how to use them safely and take those safety classes and stuff. So, but it's a challenge. My challenge is keeping the kids quiet when the deer are coming. when the deer are coming. So, my kids, they love to laugh, especially when they get together with each other. And I'm like, this is not the time to laugh. Like, we have to pay attention. You're going to scare off our deer. So, but definitely you can come out. You can come. I'm personally inviting you to come out. Deer season, it's cold, and you know what? My deer stand, we're gonna put like a little air conditioner in there, so it'll be perfect for you. You know what you can do? You can hunt hogs. That's year round in Texas. So
listen, I'd rather somebody hunt it, kill it, and let me just buy it. I don't think I want to get out and shoot Bambi. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't think that's legal to sell the deer.
I don't know, but yeah, I think they have people who kill the deer. I've learned deer sausage, and listen, since I've moved to Houston, you all will cook, kill, and eat just about anything out here. And I am not my dad is that person. I go to my father's home in Atlanta, and you're subject to open up the refrigerator. Ain't no telling what's going to be laying on the plate, because he believes in you know, the outdoor, the hunting and the squirrels and the killing and all.
But you gotta get out there. You appreciate it more. You know, when you field dress your own deer, it doesn't have preservatives. You don't know what you're getting at the store.
You selling? You really trying to sell me on this?
And if you're going to get it in the woods, you know what you fed your deer all year long. So come on.
Listen, I got some people that work at the station. They will try. Listen, we got a group of young ladies that's called the Challenge Girls. They're part of the morning show with Sydney Young and Travis. Maybe you kill something, and I'll see if I can get them to eat it. Or Ivan, our tech, or Carlos, somebody else. But this guy.
Well, I don't have to go out and kill it. I got plenty in the freezer. I just got to fix it up. And
okay, so in killing a deer, let's talk about it. What are some of the things? Because I'm familiar with deer sausage. What are some of the things that you can actually make and do with deers after you've killed it?
You can do all kinds of stuff. You can do a deer roast. You can do pan sausage, regular sausage. You can make just about anything. Cut it up, make a stew. You can come on over. You know my family. Come over.
Listen. I applaud you because you set a whole nother bar for women who get out and hunt, and I know some that do, and that love the fish. But I know a lot of women who will go fishing, but they're not touching the bait, they're not playing in the dirt, and that's the thing that challenges most people when it comes to fishing. Now let's talk about a little bit more in reference to your book, how people can get a copy, how does someone get you out and share, because you're a motivational speaker as well, and you utilize all of the things that God has given you, gifts as well as talents, to empower others. How does somebody get in contact with you? How would they know how to find the book and all that good information?
Well, one thing that you did say before I answer that question is to stop trying. One thing that I do always put on my page or my social media is we have to stop waiting for the change and be the change. So I definitely agree with you on that one. This book can be found on Amazon. It can also be, I go and do a lot of book signing events around the area. I go from state to state, especially with me being in the hunting industry. I go from state to state, and I can also bring my books with me. But it can be found on Amazon. You can link up with me on Facebook. You can link up with me on Instagram at Day Renee Outdoors is Living, Clarissa Renee the author, Clarissa Renee. So I have 3 different pages, so you can link up with me. Let's see. Here's my card. If you can see it. If y'all can see it. No, but those are the information. The things that I just told you with social media.
Okay. I think we have some of your information already highlighted, so if they did not get it, I'm glad you were able to communicate it and to share it with them. Now, I want to go in a different direction right before we close. I met you, as well as your brother. You all were at an event that Fearless Boxing Gym was hosting, the Roy Harris Classic. And so your brother is a beast.
He's awesome.
When it comes to putting them hands together. So we know that boxing is not just a gender sport anymore, just for one particular gender. Why didn't you consider jumping over into the ring?
I love boxing.
Okay.
I really do. And I'll do those things just to stay in shape. But I've never taken it serious like my brother has, and he's awesome. And he didn't even tell you he won a championship for football the week before that he came onto the show. He didn't talk about in football, and he's also on the USA team, and they're on their way to the championship now.
Wow.
So he does a lot of things. He's a great athlete. He's always been like that. Basketball, he was always the MVP. He made it to the Hall of Fame in Los Angeles. So he's a little bit more in depth than what he said he was. He's pretty awesome. He is.
Well, you have literally set the bar in reference to being a young entrepreneur, someone that is a go-getter, someone that believes in not only the Lord, but believe in what he's called you to do. And so I applaud you just for just being you. And sometimes we have to remember our uniqueness is enough. The things that makes us who we are. And we have the tendency to allow someone else to identify us or place the label on us that now becomes the actual label that we start living up to or trying to live up to. So I want to really say to you, kudos. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being an inspiration. Keep motivating young people. And we're not going to try to get this 501 in place. We're going to watch God do it.
Oh, it's already in the process.
We're going to watch, everything that you have as a vision that He's planted on the inside of you to come to fruition. So I just want to say thank you for being a part of KNLY 91.1 The Boss, entrusting me to host you and bring you on and share not just your vision, but all of the things that you have going on. Now, you built this deer place. Is this going to be somewhere that other people can come out and hunt?
Yes, other people can come out and hunt. You can contact me if you think about you want to get interested in hunting. I can tell you the steps.
All right, you all got the information. You all want to follow, connect with Clarissa Richard, the woman of many gifts and talents. I am your host, Orlando Daniels, KNLY 91.1 The Boss. It's Friday. Enjoy the weekend.